to the cloud. Om Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Parang Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Akhanda Mandalakaram Vyaptam Yena Characharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritangamaya Om Shanti 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 Sahanao Abatu Sahanao Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinao Adhitam Astu Ma Vidvishavahai Om Shanti 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Swagatam Sarvesham. I think let's just read on here. Story number 3. Okay? And then, we'll do it. Well, we'll see how it evolves. So Malati, why don't you start?
Nripatungasya Nyaya Nishta. Okay.
Sorry. No, I'll get that. Oh, well.
No. Nripatungaha Rashtra Kuta Vangse Samutpanaha. So there's a king by the name Nripatunga, who is hailing from the whatever this Rashtra Kuta Vangsha.
Yeah,
that's a name.
Yeah, this Rashtra Kuta Vangsha. I'm not quite sure what the Rashtra Kuta, what the Vangsha is. Anyway, the Rashtra Kuta is South Indian. All right. Yeah. So Samutpanna. That's just past participle from Utpad. It's with the sam prefix there, so it's a double prefix, sam and ut. But this is, okay, go ahead.
Saha Chakravarti Gunavan Naya Nishtaha Cha.
Okay.
So Chakravarti is something like a landowner or I don't know, a ruler, some kind of.
Well, he's an emperor, really. Chakravarti means that there are other kings under him.
Yeah, right.
Like that.
Okay, so he was an emperor, and full of.
Just let me open. Open Monia Williams here. Just see exactly if there's a special term that we can use here.
Can you share the screen?
Yeah. Share. Okay, now you see it? So yes. Chakravartin, rolling everywhere without obstruction. Oh, that's I never thought of that one before. Chakravartin. So it means Vartin means being present in the circle, right? In the wheel. A chakra is a wheel. So I guess it's just that's a ruler, the wheels of whose chariot roll everywhere without obstruction. Emperor, sovereign of the world, ruler of a chakra, or country described as extending from sea to sea. Like that. Chakravartin supreme, holding the highest rank. Okay, I didn't know that etymology, so that's kind of interesting. Especially since, you know, I just was listening to one political scientist who talks about the freedom to roam. He uses this expression. And the freedom to roam, you know, that's the, like the Americans are the Chakravartis of the world because they have freedom to roam. You know, nobody else can do it like them. You know, if the Chinese try to roam, you know, like, or if the Russians try to roam in the way that the Americans do, well, then they'll run into some problems. But the Americans can come rolling into any, and the British before them, they were Chakravartis because they had freedom to roam and they could go everywhere. Nobody could stop them. Okay, that's interesting. Go ahead.
So he was an emperor full of good qualities and had a sense of justice.
Yes.
Nyanista.
He's devoted to justice, or he's, you know, he's a just ruler.
Nyaya marge raja praja cha samanaha iti tasya niti. So his policy, or his
Good, yeah, policy is very good. Yeah.
Policy was that in front of the law, the king and the people are equal. Literally,
exactly, right. That's right. That's it, right. Yeah, so you could say in the rule of law, you could say nyaya marge, in the path of justice, the king and the citizens are equal. Is that one? Nyaya marge raja cha praja cha samana. No, it doesn't. It's not a verse. I don't know that. I've never seen this before. But anyway, yes, you could say under the rule of law. You could say like that to put it in modern language.
Nripatungasya ekaha putraha asit. So this king Nripatunga had one son. Tasya nama Krishnaha iti. His name was Krishna. Yuvaraja Krishnaha shigra kopi durguni cha. So this crown prince Krishna, he was quickly angry. He was a very
Quick to
like
anger.
a choleric.
Okay. You're good. You're getting good there, Malati. It's good, making that. You're probably better in German, but still, you're going.
Yes, definitely. Durguni, and he had a bad character, or he had bad qualities.
That's right, bad character. He was not a good guy. Okay, keep going.
Krishnaha Janakam Nripatungam Nindati Sma Prajaha Piyati Sma Cha. Pidayati Sma Cha. So this Krishna, he insulted his own father, Nindita, and he hurt or he caused pain to the citizens.
Yes, good.
Sarvada dushta mitrai saha vyavaharati sma. So he always had
dealings. Maybe you could say he had dealings with.
With.
Let's just give it a look here, because this is a bit of a. Oh, wait a minute, wrong one. Let's see, to have intercourse with, to meet, to fight with, to act,
Yeah.
you know, but this is the one here. have
Roam,
intercourse with. He was always
roaming, strolling, playing.
strolling about, well, I don't know about that, but
Yeah.
he was
I
always,
mean, he was always in the association of bad people.
hanging out with
Yeah.
bad.
Yes.
Okay.
Krishnaha, Prodha,
Sorry.
Jataha.
Just a sec, sir. Okay, here, so Sarvada Dushtamita Saha. Okay, next one. So Syamantaka, you're next.
Oh.
Okay. Krishnaha Prodha Jataha. What is Prodha?
I would say mature. So he was a mature adult there. He became, he started.
Okay, so he grew up.
No longer a youth.
Mhm.
No longer a young man. So this would probably be, let's say, 30, 40 years old. You're talking about that.
Oh, I see. Mhm. So what is that dhatu here?
Of what? Prodha?
Mhm.
Well, I guess it's ud. Ud. Where are we going? Where are we? Prodha. Well, I mean, prodha. It's see, sui verb is prodha, from pra-udha, right? From vaha, raised or lifted up. Yeah, but grown up, full grown. Okay?
Okay. Mhm. Krishnasya manasi dur bhavanaha eva puritaha santi. In Krishna's mind, I'm thinking about puritaha. So it's plural, it's obvious.
Well, it's going with durbhavana. So
Yeah,
durbhavana.
I understand. So this bad feelings.
Yeah, purita. Yeah, I'm just the sentence, the construction here, because it would be he was filled. His mind was filled with wicked thoughts.
Oh, I understand.
But why it's
So
manasi?
yes.
Purita had why manasi is. Let's just see that. Filled, you see, they're filled, completed, but. Well, anyway, it's a bit. I would say that the mind was filled. So it's manaha durbhavana bhihi puritam. I would put it like that, right? Manaha durbhavana bhihi puritam. That's the way I would have constructed it. But manasi durbhavana eva puritaha. Just putting the in the mind, it was filled with it's a bit awkward in my view.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm assuming that this is done according to a proper knowledge. Continue.
Saha Shatru Paksham Pravishtavan. So he entered Shatru Paksham. Shatru is enemy. Paksham is like a side.
Yeah.
So maybe it means that he took side of enemies of
That's
the
right.
kingdom.
Yeah, he joined the enemy side, something like that. He joined the enemies of his father.
Wow. Shatru Rajasya Kanyam
Kanyam.
Kanyam Parinitavan. So so he took girls of enemies.
Yeah, but the special meaning of parinaya is marriage. So
Ah,
parinita,
mhm.
he married the daughter of the enemy king.
Mhm. Shatrubhihi Vashikritaha Krishnaha Ekada Swarajyasya Upari Eva Akramanam Kritavan.
Okay, main subject.
Krishnaha.
And what did he do?
So he did Akramanam, it is attack,
That's right.
right?
Yeah.
So Krishna attacked once Ekada his own kingdom.
Yeah. And now Shatrughatha.
Yes, so this is Tritiya Vibhakti plural. So with enemies.
Oh yeah.
uh,
Or by
and
enemies. Yeah, can you
yes.
just now, because this is what we're doing this is what we're going to be doing in the next couple of weeks. I think it's going just the passive here. So here you have a passive participle. So we've been Vashikrita, we've been having that in the Bhagavad Gita, right?
Mhm.
Vashikrita Indriya, Vashikritani Indriyani.
So like controlling.
Yeah, but it's past participle.
Okay, so controlled.
That's right.
So he, Krishna, being controlled by enemies, attacked his own, once he attacked his own kingdom.
Very good. Okay, continue, Malati.
Nripatungaha dhiraha shurashta. So Nripatunga was, can we say, brave and heroic?
Yeah, I think that's good. You know, we were talking about dhira before, that the kind of the range of dhira used for a king, it goes into the characteristic. I mean, to be able to, like Yudhishthira, it's not the same word, but it's the same idea that he would be, you know, like that he's unflinching in battle.
Sahaswayam Rananganam Pravishtavan. He himself entered the battlefield.
Yes, Anganam. So Anganam is like the you know, like you talk about the Grihanganam, the Angana of the house. It's like the backyard, or the, you know, the area surrounding the house. So the field, you could say. So the battlefield. Rana means battle. That's why you have Rana Bira or Rana Chora, right?
Yeah.
Rana Chora is not, it's actually not Sanskrit, Rana Chora, it's Hindi. Right? So Chora means to abandon, and Rana means the battlefield. So Rana Chora means abandoning the battlefield. Chorna, you know this in Hindi? Much.
So this has nothing to do with Chora, the thief? I was always wondering.
No, it's cha. It's not cha, it's cha. And it's not ra, it's ra, da, 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 chora.
Okay.
Okay, go on.
Yute Krishnaha Parijivitaha. Parajivitaha.
No.
Parajitaha.
Yeah.
In battle, he conquered, he defeated.
Krishna was defeated. Yes, he was defeated by his father.
Yeah. Krishnasya Vandanam Jatam. So Krishna was arrested.
Or captured, whatever. Yeah. Go ahead, Samantika, your turn.
Nyayalaye vicharana pravritta. So Nyayalaye, is it court?
That's
Or
right.
something like this?
Yeah, court.
Okay.
The place of judgment.
Yes. So in the court took place, how to say, I don't understand how to say in English. I understand, I think.
Well, deliberations, you could say the deliberations, in the court you have deliberations. So
yeah, like hearings took place.
Hearings or began, and pravrita here you use it as to mean began or took place. Right? So
okay.
Deliberations were, begun in the court.
I'm just curious why we have long a pravritta.
Vicharana is feminine. Yeah, so
Okay.
I don't know, vicharana, why vicharana rather than vicharaha? But vicharana, so or why vicharanam instead of why feminine instead of vicharanam? So there are some of these verbal nouns that go into the feminine, but I really can't tell you why. But here vicharana, let's see if the dictionary does something with that. Vicharana. So here, consideration, reflection, discussion, doubt, hesitation. So here he's got vicharanam, but also vicharana. So they're really, here vicharanam, that's the way we're familiar with the forming of the verbal nouns. But also sometimes you see this feminine ending. So why it's feminine ending, I really, here he has vicharana, distinction, kind, a name of the Mimamsa system of philosophy. Well, let's see, I didn't know that either. Okay.
Yes, interesting to see.
There are a few other cases where there are verbal nouns that are, like this, that are given a feminine ending. There must be some reason for it, but I can't really, somehow or another, you both know, your languages have gender. So some things, people feel that this should be feminine, right? Like I know from French, that something, something feels feminine.
That's right.
What that means, that's outside the, a person speaking English would, well, in English you have it too, because there's certain things, they would talk about boats, for instance, a ship would always be called she in English. So there's, why would a ship be called she? But this was something that, or a child, a baby is still called it, So this kind of, assigning of gender to certain things is not completely foreign to English, but much less than it would be in a language where gender is, every word is assigned a gender. But anyway, so somehow or another, maybe there's something feminine about judging or about, but not usual that deliberation and something is associated with women who are supposed to be emotional. Okay, go on, please.
Janakaha Nripatungaha Nyayadhishaha. Father Nripatungaha Dishaha, is it like direction?
No. You have to look here. This is terminology now. So what we're getting in this lesson here. We're learning about nyaya. right? We're learning about nyaya, not nyaya as it's like tarka, but nyaya like justice. So nyaya, oh, excuse me, I'm sorry. So nyayalaya, that was the court, and then nyayadisha is the judge. So adhisha, like jagadhisha, or like that. Jagad adhisha. Right.
Interesting.
Adhisha
Okay.
is the same. So adhisha is like the overlord. Adhi, over, and Isha, Lord. So overlord, right? So the overlord of justice. So it means the judge.
So Father Nripatunga was himself a judge.
Well, the judge. Go ahead.
Putraha Krishnaha Aparadhi. The son Krishna was a transgressor.
That's right.
Nirnayaha Katham Bhavet. So how it came about? But
No. Here, nirnaya would mean, what will be the settlement? What will be the decision? Nirnaya, what's the decision, or what's the judgment? Right? So it's coming from ni, so it's near ni, but this is of course near naya. So near naya here. Complete ascertainment, decision, determination, settlement. So in logic, deduction, inference, conclusion, demonstration, like that. But in law, sentence, verdict. Here we go.
I see. So it means from that hatu ni, so like the end decision to which all this discussion have led.
The English word is the verdict.
Okay. So what should be the verdict?
Yes.
Iti sarvesham kutuhalam. Kutuhalam.
I think we had that word before. Curiosity.
Really?
Everybody
Curiosity?
was curious to know.
I see. Okay. Everybody was curious. What should be the decision?
Yes. Or how
Satyam. Aham aparadhi. Iti Krishnaha svakiyam aparadham angikhritavan. That's true. I am a transgressor. Krishna himself acknowledged his how to say
his guilt.
His crime.
Yes.
Guilt.
Yeah.
So aparadha could mean guilt.
Is his own, right? So swakiyam, I should put that in. Swakiyam, right? You recognize we did that in the manual, right? Madiyam, swakiyam, like that.
Yeah, I remember.
Could we explain the difference? Before it was swayam and here swakiyam. What is the difference between these two? Is there any difference?
Is a possessive adjective. It's like
yes. Yes.
Swakiya.
His own. Yeah. Okay. And the other one is an
swayam was adverb.
Adverb. Okay.
All right, continue. Paschatapam prakatitavan cha.
So aparadham could mean guilt also, then? Yes?
Well, it's angikritvan. He accepted his own. He accepted his own flaw, or he accepted his own transgression. So it's just
I see. Paschattam Prakatitavancha. What?
Paschat tapam.
Tapam, okay.
Paschat
So afterwards,
and tapam.
It's like suffering.
Yeah, so after suffering. So paschat tapam, it means remorse, right? Regret. Right? So you do something after, like you did something bad, or guilt, you could even say, but remorse is usually what it means, to be. So prakatitavan, he displayed remorse. He also displayed.
Okay, so he also displayed remorse. Nyaya pitena udhoshana krita Krishnaha swarajya drohi. I think I will stop here.
So udgoshana means announcement, right? Ghosha means making a sound. So udgoshana. So nyaya pitena. So this is from the seat of judgment. You could say from the, so nyaya pita. The pita means a seat, right? The yoga pita. So in the nyaya pita, this is so it means from the judge's seat. It's not like you assign that it's not the person, but it's the rank or the title or the position that is important. So from the position of authority, from the judge's seat, the announcement was made. In other words, this is what the king said, that Krishna swarajya drohi. So here's another, these are all good, important terminologies here. Drohi means the enemy, right? Or drohi means a person who, droha. So droha means to act against something, right? So droha, to be the, I don't know if you'll say enemy, but droha. Injury, mischief, harm, perfidy, treachery. There you go. Wrong, offense, right? So the idea is that he said, to be, he's performed treachery to his own kingdom there. Raja drohi. So just see if he puts this, if he puts the perfidious against, hostile to. Let's see if we get the Ra, if we put Raja, if he gives us this. Not found. Okay, never mind. Not found. It's not good. This is the trouble with the Monier Williams, but the biggest weakness of Monier Williams dictionaries, he doesn't give compound words very easily. So you
that's right.
Raja, well, you Swaraja. Anyway, he's a traitor to his own kingdom. You could say traitor.
Saha akshamyam aparatham kritavan asti. So he is akshamyam.
Akshamyam, unforgivable.
Yes, kshama. So he made unforgivable mistake or crime, you can say.
That's right. He has committed an unforgivable offense.
Ataha tasya marana dandanam yuktam iti. Therefore, he has to be beaten to death.
not beaten to death. Beaten to death. Does it just say the death penalty here? Dandanam. So you could say mrityu. The usual term. I'm marana dandanam. You have two verbal nouns together. So dandanam. Dandana mean punishing, and marana meaning dying. So dying, punishing. But the usual expression is mrityu dandam. So mrityu dandam or mrityu dandaha be masculine. Mrityu dandaha, and then yuktaha or mrityu dandaha. Yukta means appropriate. So yukta here is the appropriate. Okay, Malati. Anybody quite no? You got that all? You know. I hope everybody's noting down vocabulary here. Go ahead, Malati, and do it.
Janaha mukha abhavan. The people were speechless.
Yes, they were speechless. Yes, mukha is, well, mukha doesn't really mean. There's another expression, hatavak, right? So hatavak means killed words, right? So hatavachaha. That's a more customary expression here. Mukha means silence, so it means that they just didn't say anything. But hatavak means the kind of that they're speechless, like you said. Hatavak. Mukha just means they were silent.
So just for my understanding, this was announced by a law board, not by the king directly, by Peter. The announcement was made by this Nyayapita.
Yes.
And the Nyayapita is a board of people, of judges?
No, it just means the Pita means the seat, so from, like you say, that instead of saying that the judge said it, you say that the seat of judgment. Let's see if they give it as a word here. Pita, well, Pita just means this, right? So Pita is the oh, look at this. It even says to sit upon a stool, a seat, or a chair, right? And then you have all these others. So the royal seat or the throne. Okay, let's just see if he puts Nyaya Pita just to see. I doubt it'll be here because, as I said, not found. Okay. So it's just, yeah, is that okay?
Yeah, that's okay.
I mean, we have that's sometimes from the throne, you could say, like, just like you said, this from the throne, the judgment came from the throne, or the throne made the announcement. Whether you use what do you call that? You call that an upalakshanam. It's a synecdoche, where the throne stands for the person who is sitting on the throne, right? It's like Gangayam Gosha.
So ikaha eva yuvarajaha. So he's the crown prince.
Well, there's only one crown prince.
There's only one, yeah, only one crown prince. Yadi saha api na bhavati tari raja rajaka utpadyate.
Utpadyeta.
So something like, if this happens, then the kingdom will be without a king.
Well, not exactly. It says, I don't like, sometimes the language is too simplistic and it doesn't, in this one there's been better vocabulary, so I'm a bit surprised. But bhavati here. So if he were not, if he were not to be, right? Yadi sahapi, if he too were not to be, so if he doesn't exist, right? If so, and I would have used vidiling here, and I would have used varteta or vidyeta or something like that instead of bhavati. Bhavati is just a little bit too, what do you say? White bread, no flavor. Anyway, if he did not exist, let's put it that way, then in the kingdom there would be arajakata. So now arajakata means anarchy. Yeah, so anarchy means there'll be no rule of law, arajakata.
Okay.
Let's see. I don't know if this might not be in this might not be here. No, it's not there. Arajakata, Arajaka. I don't think this will be in. Oh, Arajaka, having no king, right? So want of a king, anarchy. He's even put that in the Bhagavata Purana. So Arajakata.
So the Arajakata means basically the state of being without king, which means anarchy.
That's right. There'll be no rule. There's no ruler. That's right.
Ataha Rajaputraha jivatu iti. Jananam icha. Therefore, let the crown prince live. That was the desire of the people.
That's right.
Te janaha Nripatunga tungam pratitavantaha. So they petitioned the citizens petitioned the king in that way. Jivana danena kumaram anugrihnato iti. So they petitioned him, please, or by giving, so literally it would be by giving life to the son, show your mercy or something like that?
Yes, I guess. So Kumaram here, so Kumaram, Raja Kumaram, instead of Yuva Raja, Raja Kumara is often, so Kumaram is often being used is often being used to mean the prince also. I mean, it can be used more, but like, for instance, everybody in India, you have so many people who are called this Kumara, that Kumara, Nanda Kumara, and so on. So it can mean the son, but it also generally means it also is used to mean prince. So Anugrihnatu, so show your mercy, right? And so by granting him his life.
Yeah. Nripaha na angi karote. But the king did not accept that petition. Janaha nir bandham kurvanti. Does nirbandham mean, I'm not sure. Does it mean they released him?
Nirbandham Krishna Sambandhe Yukta Vairagya Muchyate. It says Nirbandham Krishna Sambandhe. You like that? Was it Vishaya of
bondage?
Anasaktasya Vishayan Nirbandham Krishna Sambandhe Yuktam Vairagya Muchyate, right? So there's the idea is that they're near bandham, to determination. So they were the insisting, you say,
insisting.
So the people insisted, they were near bandham.
Okay.
Let's see, near bandha. Objection, well, his objection, pertinacity, obstinacy, perseverance. To show obstinacy against. Persevering. Insisted, I think the translation will be insisted. The people insisted.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. So the people insisted. Ante nripaha kshama danam akarot. So finally, in the end, the king forgave him.
That's right. Gave him forgiveness. All right.
Krishnam jananam seva bhavataha kartavyamiti.
Wait a second.
Oh no, I moved. Okay.
Krishnam
Krishnam uktavancha putra janaha bhavate janaha bhavate puna jivanam datavantaha. So he told Krishna, my son, the people gave you life, but this Bhavate, Bhavate,
They've given you a second birth, you could say here.
yeah,
They've given you another birth.
Yeah.
Obviously, Puna again has, the Punar Janma, that's a compound word, really, meaning again birth. So Punar Janma, you often see that. Punar Janma in the Bhagavad Gita, it comes up a few times. Punar Janma na vidyate.
But this Bhavate, what is that?
Bhavate, Chaturthi Vibhakti. The polite pronoun, Chaturthi Vibhakti.
Oh, okay.
With datta, with giving, you usually use the Chaturthi Vibhakti. So you have a second birth.
Okay, yeah.
To you, they have given you.
Okay, and then Ataha Jananam Seva Bhavataha Kartavyamiti. So therefore, your duty is to serve the people.
That's right. Okay, last sentence. It's already the end here. Got Samantika, go.
Gachiti kale Krishnaha Praja Vatsalaha Shreshtaha Nripaha Abhavat. So as time passed.
That's very good. Yes, it's a Saptami, it's a locative absolute there.
Krishna became best king, Shreshtaha Nripaha, Prajavat Salaha. Not sure what is it.
Well, Praja, you know Praja?
Progeny.
Well, here it means the people, right? It means the people of the, Praja could be, yeah, we had that word before. When you're talking about your own family and your own children, that's Praja. But in the case of the king is like the father of the whole country. So all the citizens, all the people of the country, the subjects, I guess is the proper word. He became, took care of the subjects in the kingdom. So he took loving care of the people. It's like Vatsalya Rasa, right? Vatsalya Rasa means when you're in the position of authority and you're taking care of those who are your dependents. So, it doesn't just mean parental love. We usually translate that as parental love, but it's any kind of superior over a dependent.
I see. So he became a very good, caring king over his subjects.
Yeah, good. All right. Yes, caring for his subject, who took care of his subjects. Okay. Vayam kinchit krishyamaha. Atra kechit prashnaha santu. Acha. So I'll go one by one. Nripatunga kasmin vangshe utpannaha. Malati.
Nripatunga Rashtra Kuta Vangshe Samutpanaha.
Okay. Tasya Samantika. Tasya ke gunaha asan.
Saha Chakravarti Gunavan Nyaya Nishtaha Cha.
Asit.
Asit.
Let's have a verb there. Okay.
Okay.
Malati. Tasya niti ka.
Tasa niti nyaya marge raja praja cha samanaha.
Yeah, I don't like this comma here. I wouldn't put that comma in myself. It seems to separate the two things. So it makes it look like that. It says that, but it's Raja Praja. Or you could put this, we make it a dual. Okay, make Raja and Praja into a Dvandva Samasa. Now change the sentence into using Raja and Praja as a Dvandva Samasa.
Nyaya Marge Raja Prajaha. Raja.
Okay, you could make it plural, right? So you could, but then this one, what would happen here is that this long A would become short.
Short.
Raja Prajaha Samana. So then we just that would be the only difference. So you could make it a dual, you could make it a Dvandva Raja Praje Samane. Then we make it in a Dvandva Samasa, a dual, Dvivachanam.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Samantika. Nripatungasya kati putraha asan.
Nripatungasya ekaha eva putraha asit.
Okay, good. Tasya nama kim asit?
Tasya nama Krishnaha asit.
Okay. So Malati, Krishnasya ke gunaha asan.
Krishnasya Krishnaha Shikra Kopi Durgunita.
Okay. Kim akarot.
Krishnaha Janakam Anindat.
Yes. Yeah, good. Sadhu.
Prajam Apidayat.
Okay, Apidayat. Okay. Tata Adhikam Ekameva.
Tatha Tatha Dushta mitraha.
Mitraich.
How to say? Mitreich saha avya vaharat. I don't know how to say.
You have to remember that the where does the go? It's ava, so you have two.
Right.
Vyava aharat. It's ava. Vyava aharat. So vyavaharat.
I see, right.
Okay. Vyavaharan asit. You can put that like vyavaharan asit. So that was all. Dushtamitrai.
Yeah.
So saha, arthata sa asatsangam akarot. Asatsangi asit. So yada Krishna proraha jataha. Tasya kim vyavahara asit, or kaha tasya vyavahara katam asit. Malati.
Krishnasya manasi durbhavana asit.
Asan, well, because it's plural, right? More than one wicked thoughts.
Yeah.
Api
puritaha tasya manasi puritaha asan.
Okay. Well, Purita has enough, but then when it says, and what there says, Shatrupaksham Pravishtavan, Shatrurajasya Kanyam Parinitavan, Shatrubihi Vashikritaha Ekadak Swarajasya Uparieva Akramanam Kritavan. Right. Okay, well, that's the story of the power of mercy. Time is up here. But that was good. So, I mean, that's a good way to review. We could review the. Well, I'll figure out a way to do this better. But we'll go on. I like to go on. I like to move on. I hope that you get the vocabulary here. There were good vocabulary to get with in connection to the to legal matters. So I like this one here. This was a good one. Nyaya marge raja prajaha cha samanaha. That's I don't think this is a quote, because I don't think, it's at any rate, that everybody should be treated equally under the law. Then you have Nyayadhisha, Nyayalayaha, Nyayapita. We had all these subjects, all these words with Nyaya in them. And then Udghoshana and Nirnaya and Vicharana. So all these different things related to the court, right? So Vicharana, this was the deliberations, Nirnayaha, the judgment or the verdict, and then the Udghoshana, the announcement, and then the Nirbandham, or here Akshamyam Aparadha, and then Raja Drohi, right? A traitor to the kingdom. So Raja Droha. So you have Guru Drohi. That's also an expression that comes up, right? In the Bhagavatam, we see that the Guru Drohi, a person who is acting treacherously towards his own teacher, to his own guru, or one who abandons his own guru. Guru Drohi, person who becomes an enemy of his own teacher. That's why we say that Ma Vidvishavahai. Right? This is saying, it's not such an uncommon thing that when people become Guru Drohi or are seen as Guru Drohi. And then also this word Kshama. So we had Kshama Danam and we had Akshamyam Aparadham. Right? So that was, and then we had Mrityu Dandam or Marana Dandanam. So Dandanam, the punishment. So Mrityu Dandaha also. Dandam Dava, it says Dandam Damayatam Asmi, Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita. And then, of course, this Paschat Tapaha was also an important word. Paschat Tapaha, regret or remorse or sorrow, to guilt even, to feel guilt for what one has done. The suffering that comes after doing something. So that could be guilt. I don't see why Paschat Tapam should not be guilt. But it's usually taken as remorse. So I don't know, remorse and guilt might be the same thing. Kshama, Danam, and so on. Okay. Pruta Prajavatsalaha was another good word that came up. So we see this Prajavatsala, so Putra Vatsalaha. So you can say Putra Vatsalaha. So usually it's to someone, or to Britya Vatsala. Right, Dasa Vatsala, Britya means a servant. So Britya Vatsala, how you see that sometimes, person who takes care of his servants. All right. Radhesham Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayah Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet Purnam Madah Purnam Idam Purnat Purnam Udachyate Purnasya Purnam Adaya Purnam Eva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Jai Jai Sri Radhe Jai Jai Sri Radhe Jai Jai Sri Radhe Shyam